Water pollution is a major issue the world faces today. Around 70% of the industrial waste is dumped into water. It can be traced back all the way to the 18th and 19th centuries. Water pollution, especially from factories, all started in the Industrial Revolution, where the runoff from the factories was going back into the rivers, the same rivers that were used by citizens at the time for daily use, including drinking water.
According to History.com, water pollution intensified with the advent of the Industrial Revolution, when factories began releasing pollutants directly into rivers and streams. In 1969, chemical waste was released into Ohio's Cuyahoga River, causing it to burn into flames, and the waterway became a symbol of how industrial pollution was destroying America's natural resources.
Since many of these industrial chemicals were getting into citizens' drinking water, they unknowingly gave themselves many different types of diseases. For example, cholera was a very deadly disease which flourished during the industrialization and was one of the most widespread diseases of its time. Cholera was a major disease that spread during the Industrial Revolution because of not only the industrial contamination, but also the fecal matter that got into the water. If not treated in time, it became fatal in a matter of hours.
Typhoid is another fast-spreading disease during the Industrial Revolution. It is spread through contaminated water in the tenements of industrial cities. One infected person could spread the disease very easily, not to be confused with typhus, which is spread through lice. Typhoid was one of the most deadly diseases spread through water with a 50% death rate.
Finally, in 1972, Congress passed the Clean Water Act to reduce water pollution. Various pieces of anti-pollution legislation had followed since that time, and today the U.S. has relatively clean, safe drinking water compared with much of the world. Even with all legislations and foundations being made, water pollution from industries is still a major problem today in 2019.
Even with the current laws and foundations to prevent water pollution, it is still a very big problem that the Earth is going through today. And without a solution, it will still continue to affect sea creatures as well as our drinking water. There is a reason that stores are charging for plastic bags and restaurants are no longer giving out straws anymore. We need to collectively prevent industries from polluting the water. Without actions, the challenges will only increase by 2050, with global demand for water expected to be 1/3 greater than it is today.
Sadly, over 80% of the world's untreated wastewater is dumped back into rivers, lakes, and oceans. The wastewater from factories is the worst type of water contamination because of all the untreated chemicals in it. Industrial wastewater usually contains specific and readily identifiable chemical compounds. Polluted water is unsuitable for drinking, recreation, agriculture, and industry. It diminishes the aesthetic quality of lakes and rivers. More seriously, contaminated water destroys aquatic life and reduces its reproductive ability. Eventually, it is a hazard to human health. Nobody can escape the effects of water pollution.
To help get involved with water pollution prevention, check out surfrider.org. They are a foundation that takes donations, hosts events, and fundraisers to help prevent water pollution from growing further than it already is. So you have time, check out surfrider.org to see how you can help get involved.